Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. Well, I gotta go. Hello. I didn't expect to be back on Sounding Board so quickly. But within the last few days, something happened. Terry Crews decided to stand on the mountain alone and confront the idea or the narrative of Black Lives Matter and the idea about it being a racial movement. I could show you the clip, but like all the other YouTubers, we would get in trouble for it because we could get a copyright strike. But I just wanted to inform you, check the clip out because it's very informative, especially when he goes on Don Lemon's show, who doesn't even allow him to speak. This is still America, and Americans have a right to have their own opinion and their own freedom of speech. And Don Lemon does not let him have it. Does he realize who he's talking to? The future President Camacho. Yeah. Who doesn't remember him playing that great role in Idiocracy as President of the United States? Because after all, we're all Americans. And we're all equal. Once we place a color on ourselves, we create a narrative of racism. And we shouldn't be creating these narratives of racism. We should be being accepting of each other, like Terry Crews says. But we're not. All we're seeing is only one side of the story. All we're seeing is destruction, riots, looting. But we're not seeing anything positive. You read on Facebook a lot of people saying, if you love America, hell yeah, type attitude. But the thing is, that's just Facebook. That's still in the safety of your own home. You have to get out there and fight for what you believe in. If you love American history and you don't like it being taken away from you, if you love statues and you don't like them taken away from you, you need to be out there and do something. There was a couple the last couple days that got arrested vandalizing because they were painting over the Black Lives Matter on the street. Do they have a right to do that? Yes, because they are taxpayers. Did they agree to have that put on their streets? No. The cities decided to do it. The politicians decided to do that. Basically, there was another group of people that hung things, we'll say, in front of people's yards and made them scared of who they were. These Black Lives Matter logos are starting to scare people. They're starting to scare them because they're seeing their country being lost, their country being taken away. They built so hard when, in all actuality, what are the looting and the rioting about? It started about a criminal named George Floyd who was viciously killed by a bad cop. Which basically, you look at it, do two rights really make a wrong? And if the roles were reversed, would George Floyd have killed that police officer? That's another question to pose. And another thing is, we look at only the brutality of police, but do we look at the brutality of citizens? No. We should maybe start looking at that. Mm-hmm. Because that is why we are losing statues. That is why we are starting to lose our history, our churches. Because we will not stand up for them. And when we do stand up for them, we don't like the idea of being called racist. Or it's racism. Because this reminds them of their heritage. Okay. They never lived in these time periods. That's the funny part. They've lived under what they would call the umbrella of white privilege power. I'll have to say it that way. They lived under the umbrella and profited from it. And now they're angry because they want to control everything. Because what is the narrative here? What is the agenda? It's just chaos right now. And for what it's worth, could this have been resolved without violence? Without destruction of cities that somebody's going to have to pay for? And all these 20 to 30 somethings don't have the money to do it, or the jobs, or the responsibility to fix it. It's going to have to be their mommies and daddies. Have you ever stopped to think about that? Mm-hmm. But we lost track of the subject here. We lost track about Terry Crews on Don Lemon and how his rights as an American citizen were blockaded or tried to be blockaded by this journalist. We'll say, when we use journalists, useless. Useless, I mean, loosely. Because he's on CNN, he gets a good paycheck. Ooh, a good paycheck. He gets to see his face every night. And he gets to go, damn, that's a beautiful face. As long as I keep saying what people want me to say, I'll still be able to see myself on my TV. People will see me on their cell phones, and they'll go, that's fucking Don Lemon. But he doesn't realize that there's more people in the world than just him. And Terry Crews is one of them. And he has a right to his opinion. We all have rights to our opinions. Even though a lot of the Black Lives Matter don't really want it. Because why would they show up at Trump rallies and harass Trump supporters, but not Biden? Why is CNN writing nice stuff about Biden and Trump does the same thing and they use biting words for him? That's not biased journalism and that's not biased thinking. Excuse me. The air is kind of weak here. But, yeah, I didn't expect to be twice in one day. So until next time, which might be sooner than later, this is the sounding board signing off. And remember, President Camacho is watching you.